Hi team, welcome back to the channel, and this week we've got a reaction video for you. For those of you guys that don't know me, my name's Chris, I'm the Managing Director at JCD Cleaning. I've been in the cleaning industry for 14 plus years. Today we're going to be doing a reaction video to a video that Adam, behind the camera, has picked for us, and it will have loads of different cleaning related tasks, and I'll be giving my thoughts, comments and reactions to what we see on the video. So let's put the headphones on, hit the play button and see what the boys have picked for us today. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
But first, in Newcastle, health enforcement officers are investigating a potential health risk. And the team, led by Tracy, soon discover there's nothing potential about this one.
So this is a property that we've had reported to us that's supposed to be filthy and verminous, supposed to be a lot of faeces, so we're going to go in and do an assessment. We've got our contractor here to give us a quote.
An elderly couple live here and they've had to move out. Tracy's task is to assess the situation and take action.
It smells filthy, smells like faeces.
Rotting. I mention all the time on the channel how important smell is. As soon as you walk in somewhere, the smell can give you the perception that that place is clean or dirty. So making sure it's maintained, it smells relatively nice, straight away gives people a perception that a place is clean and dirty. Now Tracy's walked in here, she can smell faeces. We see previously a lady, when the guys lifted the drain cover, straight away smell. So it's a really important thing that goes undervalued and underrated within the industry, to be honest.
Food. Rotting food, just general dirt and rottenness.
Even for this team, it's one of the worst cases.
Oh God.
There's bags of rubbish all over. There's a build-up of grime on the floor. What appears to be used toilet roll all over the place. The bath appears to be full of toilet roll.
You can't hear this, can you?
Appears to be faeces on the wall here. Obviously transferred from someone's hand.
And the kitchens.
Tracy's just mentioned that you know, there is various items with human faeces on. It amazes me how these get like this. There is faeces on light switches, plug sockets, etc. It's crazy. These poor people must not have no family members around them at all checking in on their welfare, and certainly the local council is not doing their job. Clearly these elderly couple that are here are ultra vulnerable, and it's a real shame to see sometimes.
No better.
Well, obviously there's been a fire in here at one point. You can see the walls and ceiling are black with smoke. The front of the cooker has melted. I'm guessing that's from the fire as well. Just generally filthy. The fridge door's missing, but they've still been using the fridge. Food's starting to rot in there. I'm not opening the freezer.
We do lots of student accommodation cleans in the summer, and fridges and freezers that get left on, off, doors open, doors shut, they are absolutely awful to clean. So I know what this guy is up against.
Tracy can only wonder who would live like this.
Who would live like this?
They couldn't cope.
Okay, it's not very good in here. Obviously this is the fridge door that has come out of the kitchen. There's a lot of cuddly toys, a huge amount of cuddly toys.
Bears at one moment, and now it seems a flea circus.
I think I've just been bitten on the...
It amazes me how these properties, how people can even move through them. And I think Tracy has just explained, you know, these people, they get themselves in such a mess that they're then ashamed or scared to ask for help, and it just spirals out of control.
The leg, so there's every chance that there is some sort of pest in here, possibly fleas or something.
In Dagenham, sewage team Simon and
We're down to Dagenham now with the sewage boys. Back over to grey water drainage.
Called about a sewer block.
Yes, please.
Okay, coming.
Yes, thank you.
Great video. Captures both our cleaning and our drainage
Their
business.
response has been welcomed.
Terrible.
Oh, yes.
And that, as you can see, it is full.
It'll be gone in a minute.
It's interesting, the tenant, they've lifted the drain covers and it looks relatively, it doesn't look that bad, to be honest. That looks like a build-up of sort of fat oil grease, and the contents of a washing machine, but the tenant has straight away grabbed their nose. You do get nose blind to it after a while, after being on the drains, to be honest, which people are surprised to see. You know, our drainage engineers wading in and out of people's drains without any regard for the smell, but that's because you do become a little bit nose blind to it after many years in the industry.
What we're going to do now, we're going to trace it back. We're going to go to the interceptor. There'll be a couple of doors down, it'll be in the front garden, and then we're going to check, see if that's full, and then if that's full, we'll try and unblock it from there, and then we'll work our way back. Any polish yet? Right.
Bingo!
It don't seem to be blocked here.
No.
It's like unblocking an artery, and Bill prepares to operate. In Wolverhampton, restaurant inspectors John and Faye are
We're now over to Wolverhampton.
To see if conditions have
We've got
improved.
Newcastle, Romford, Wolverhampton.
They're
We're
here
getting
to
about
find out
today.
if their earlier advice has been heeded.
Hiya.
Take away.
Is it Mr. Anwar? Hiya, just from Environmental Health. You just do your routine inspection.
Johnny could close down this business, but it's the owner's livelihood that's at stake. He's got to be careful.
A lot of food businesses.
Before this one even starts, kitchen cleans, a takeaway. 9 times out of 10, if a takeaway calls us for a kitchen clean, I would turn that business down. 2 reasons. 1, they are usually absolutely rotten, although everyone still likes a good takeaway. And 2, they are generally smaller businesses that don't have a big budget for a full deep clean. And that's how, no doubt, we're going to see how this gentleman has got to where he has got to now. Having his serving staff carrying out what they believe to be day-to-day cleaning is just not sufficient enough. So let's see. Maybe I'm wrong.
When you're doing your cleaning, don't forget your hand contact surfaces. Okay, you can see here this sort of area of dirt and around the handle. Don't forget to clean areas like that. Hand contact surface.
Touch points. The gentleman is mentioning, and this is quite an old episode. This must be 10 years old by looking at it. He's mentioning about touch points. You can see by the door handle to the fridge that this particular shop owner is using. It is black, where people are constantly touching. So we need to make sure, whether that's in a restaurant environment, commercial environment, or domestic environment, that we're making sure we're keeping on top of your touch points.
So that is the worst thing.
So you're aware of that. Perhaps just tell your staff about it and get them to, when they're doing the cleaning, to make sure that they remember those areas, okay?
Faye now makes a discovery that's shocking, even for someone with her experience.
Your seals are pretty...
That's grim.
But they're hideous, aren't they? That's really...
Again, Faye, our environmental health agency, she is looking at the rubber trim between the kitchen fridge door, and she's running her fingers down it, and it's black. And again, detail cleaning. Stuff like this should be professionally carried out once, twice a year, whatever it may be, and then maintained by general staff. But unfortunately, business owners don't see cleaning as a benefit. They see it as a cost, and therefore they neglect it, and you get results like you're seeing now.
Really, really dirty. This is probably one of the worst seals that I've seen.
One of the
I've
worst
never
ones
really
you've seen.
been able to scrape dirt off like that.
Johnny and Faye know they can't leave things as they are. This is serious.
There's still work to be done, so we might need to consider how the best way of getting those works done now, and that could mean enforcement action in this instance.
Back at the Newcastle property, a GRIMEFIGHTERS team, Steve
We're
and
back in
Becca,
Newcastle.
are joined by a new recruit, Jack.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
And it's a good thing these walls can't talk.
But this is nicotine stained.
Yes.
I think the walls
nicotine
would have
stains.
originally been this colour rather than the brown, like on the outside.
I think this is probably faeces from people's hands.
There's mess everywhere. The lads set to with all the confidence of youth. It seems the tenants were full of good intentions.
And they've got quite a lot of expensive cleaning products here, but they obviously never got round to using them.
Brand new, never used.
As the team disturb the rubbish, they wish they hadn't.
I hate the smell of rotten food. It's one smell I don't like.
It's quite refreshing to see 3 relatively young guys in the industry Hopefully it's not their first day, or they're probably not going to come back, but it's always good to see young blood coming into the industry. A fantastic one to be in, as I preach about on this channel all the time.
I don't like any smell, like rotten smell, but rotten food gets me more than anything else.
That fridge
feces
is
and things
grim.
doesn't make me feel like I want to be sick, but rotten food really catches you in the back of your throat.
And for the new boy Jack, it's a baptism of fire.
New gazer, say
Stinking
told ya.
guy. There's food all over the place, dirty rubbish.
He's sweating, stinks, and this is his first day on the job. Jack won't be in tomorrow.
Years, so it's just disgusting, really. Some people live in houses like this, you know, so.
Yeah.
And is he seeing things?
The rubbish is moving.
Something is moving, but it's not the rubbish.
I mean, look at the size of that for a bit of lava, I'd say. Be a nest in here somewhere. Right, oh, there it is.
How many types of insect did David Attenborough say there were?
I think the larvae, I haven't come across them.
The whole place.
So the team have come across, obviously this sofa has not been moved, and given the dirt and grime there is a nest of larva that's built up, and we'll need specialist pest control company to deal with that. That's what happens when waste stays in place for a long period of time. It attracts pests of varying sorts.
We need fumigating.
Oh, they're fleas. See you jumping?
Fleas jumping about.
But now we've found fleas and
Bed
beetles
bugs
throughout,
God.
and that we haven't even got down into the depth of the rubbish yet.
Another nest of them. They've just been breeding.
People's been sleeping on it. It's shocking, isn't it? How people can live in this day and age like this.
Steve makes a new discovery
Down here, a couple of nice droppings.
further up the food chain.
Small rat or a large mouse by the look of it. I think it's probably more likely going to be a rat.
In Dagenham, Bill and Simon have struck lucky.
Back to Dagenham with the drainage lads.
Now, choose your weapons.
Well, you can either jet it, it's blocked at the turning chamber, you can either jet it or stick the rods up.
Let's see what we've got water-wise.
I don't know.
Okay.
Bill opts for an old favourite.
If there's any tissues or wipes down there, that will bring it back because it'll hook it, catches onto it and then drags it out.
Bill and Simon
Get in the
have
rods.
made a rod for their own backs.
Got his bum crack hanging out, typical builder.
God, then you upset me now. Well, it's probably something solid there. It could be baby wipes, it could be fat, it could be soap.
There you go.
There it comes there.
No surprise. The old problem.
Wipes.
What it is.
Most 8 out of 10 blockages in drains will be from baby wipes, fat, oil, or grease. That's just the hard reality of it. People, you try and educate people, they don't listen, they still put them down, but it keeps us in employment, right?
Instead of throwing them in the rubbish bag, they just chuck them down the toilet.
A quick check, and hey presto.
It's done.
And that's what it
It's
should
good
look
one.
like.
For Bill and Simon, it's service with a smile. There's something very satisfactory about an unblocked drain.
Very satisfactory. We're back in the takeaway, which
Back in
isn't going
Wolverhampton,
well.
The fate of the kebab shop hangs in the balance.
I found these chopping boards on the shelf there. As you can see, they're in an absolutely atrocious condition. They're deteriorated, heavily scored, and mouldy. I mean, these are atrocious. It just doesn't bear thinking about how much bacteria could be sort of lurking.
I think everyone with takeaways, they know what they're getting though, right? Like, at the end of the day, you're going to a takeaway. They're never pleasant. We, for both of our businesses, have worked in some of the top tier restaurants in London, and the state of the kitchens in the back of the house, 9 times out of 10, from a professional cleaning perspective, are grim. But everyone likes a good kebab on a Saturday night, right?
On these chopping boards, and we'll be taking these as evidence. One of the things the chap said is that money's a bit of a problem at the moment, and we're finding lots of businesses saying the same, you know.
And as I mentioned on lots of these reaction videos, the guy has just said he's spoken to the owner and he is saying that money is an issue and he can't afford to have the cleaning. Unfortunately, until the industry changes and people change their perception of the industries, people do not see cleaning as a benefit or an added value. They see it as a cost. And until we can change that mindset that this is going to continue to be the case, and those takeaways and restaurants that you're visiting on a weekly basis, monthly basis, they're going to have issues back of house that you can't see like we're seeing in this video.
Businesses still need to maintain hygienic conditions and comply with the law. It's our job to make things better, so hopefully by the time we finish with a food premises, it's safe for everybody to eat there.
For now, the kebabs will go on turning.
The kebabs are carrying on.
It's the customers' stomachs they've got to worry about.
That's it. So that concludes this week's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed my reaction to this week's videos that we put up. If there are any particular videos that you guys have seen around the internet that you would like to see my reaction to, then make sure you put them down in the comments below. That concludes this week's episode, and I'll catch you guys next week. That's it for today's video, guys. Thanks for checking in. I hope you enjoyed today's content. If you want to see more cleaning, business, and behind the scenes at JCD Cleaning, then make sure you hit the subscribe button here. Likewise, if you want to watch a video that you may not have seen, you can do so here. Also, if you want to follow along on our other social platforms, you can find the links to that in the description below. Thanks for checking in again, guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one.